of who should be in the game and who shouldn't be, but I mean, that's not up for us to decide, and I'm just thankful that I'm one of the guys who's in the game.
Right.
And it's funny because I'm sure, some of the older guys in the league maybe look at the All-Star break at every level, of course, as a chance to spend some time away from the game, ice the knees, get the ankles healthy again.
Yeah.
But at soon to be 23 years old, right, the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken, you're getting reps is never a bad thing, right?
No, yeah, I think at this point I would rather be in the
Yeah,
game
yeah.
than taking some time off. So.
Damn the torpedoes! These ankles can get taped up later,
Yeah.
right?
No, I'll be fine.
Can you talk to me too about those moments when you're going to be up at Turning Stone, playing in the AHL All-Star game, doing the whole thing? What is that like when you get to? This is a horrible word for it because it's such an old man business word. To be able to network and rub elbows with the training staffs, with the coaches from the other teams that maybe, when you're on the ice, when you're inside the glass, there's not really that ability to get to know them. Is that sort of one of the side? Are you looking forward to maybe getting to know some of the ways that other organizations work as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be an elite crop of players,
Yeah.
new and old there. I mean, the Hall of Famers that are going to be there are definitely going to be good guys to talk to about what they've been through in the league and things like that. And I think I read that the honorary captains are Bill Guerin.
Oh my God!
And, I can't remember the other one, but it's definitely going to be a great experience.
That's incredible. Just to be able to work with Billy Guerin for a weekend or whatever the case may be, and that's coming up too. We're talking about Sunday, January 25th, 8 p.m. For the All-Star Skills Competition, and Monday, January 26th at 7 p.m. for the All-Star Game itself. Billy Guerin being part of it, who's a Western Mass guy as well. I mean, what a neat these All-Star. You don't realize, Buster, and I think maybe some of our listeners don't realize just how historic the AHL is in terms of its presence in the hockey landscape. We talked about this a couple times, when you were here last time, right? I mean, you go to some buildings in Syracuse where Slapshot was filmed, right? And it's pretty remarkable, some of these giant arenas that you end up playing in.
Oh yeah, and you look up in the rafters, you see some of the names that have been retired and jerseys hanging up there, and there's some pretty special names up there.
Completely.
What's great, I mean, just the whole process. I mean, look, the game itself, maybe you're not going to remember that years from now, but just meeting all these other players and these legends and stuff, I mean, that's something that's just, that alone. I mean, you even feel like, God forbid that you were selected and you wouldn't be able to play in the game because of an injury or something. I mean, just, the whole process, the experience, I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, it's something that I'm really looking forward to.
So talk to us about the season. Obviously, let's get back to sort of what were the games that matter, right? The stuff that in the standings. You guys have been kicking butt and taking names pretty much since the opening night. Since opening night this year. Has there been one team, though, that every time you guys line up, I know it seems like every time I look down, you're playing Syracuse again. Has there been one team that if there's a bad matchup, if there's a team that just matches up really well, line for line, position for position, is there that one team that seems to bedevil you guys?
I don't know if there's that one team. I mean, at this point in the season, the second half, when you're sitting at the top of the standings, you're going to see the best
Yes, you are.
of every team every night. I mean, everybody wants to knock you off. So that's something that we've learned.
Yeah.
I mean, we know we haven't been playing our best hockey to date, and it's something we're trying to tighten up, but we've been finding ways to get wins, and that's something that a good team does.
Is that a process, Austin? As a guy who's played hockey now your entire life, but at the professional level for a few years now, learning how to absorb a really strong punch from an opponent. I mean, I don't mean legitimately a punch, but I mean learning how to basically be ready for the battles when you're at the top of the mountain.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I mean, it just comes with maturing as a player and as a team.
Uh-huh.
We had a lot of young guys on the team, and everybody's starting to figure out that second half of the season it gets really tough to find wins. But we're working hard in this week of practice and preparing properly, so hopefully we're ready. Coach
Bednar, I'm going to go one more time, Buster, because I'm
Sure,
on
man.
a roll here. Coach Bednar, his first year as the head man here for Springfield.
Yeah.
How has he changed, Coach Jared Bednar? I mean, we know the way a season works in any sport, right? Your first time through, you are not the same person you are at the end as you are when you went into the battle at the beginning. How has his style changed? How has his mentality changed? I know there's got to be some sorts of adjustments that he's made on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now our focus is on the power play.
Sure.
I mean, it's something that's kind of struggled throughout the season. So
Uh-huh.
we had some meetings last week and this week, and it's something that he's constantly trying to figure out what's going to work, and it's something that hopefully, we worked on it a lot today.
Yeah.
So hopefully we've sorted it out and it'll get back to firing on all cylinders.
Cool.
All right, later in the season, okay, where would you rather be? Would you rather be in the NHL or on the ice winning the Calder Cup here in Springfield?
That's a trick question.
Yeah, it is a trick
That's a
question.
sucker bet,
Both.
Buster. Both, yeah, at the same time. So you have at the Devils in Albany, home for the Senators, and then basically it's funny the way that things shake out. You guys are playing a lot of hockey, especially because of the All-Star Weekend. You're looking at potentially, not potentially, you were named to the team, the AHL All-Star team. You're looking at essentially 4 games in 3 games in 4 nights when you go next weekend at Hartford and then home for Providence, night off to get to Utica basically, and then you play the game on Monday. That's got to be for again a 20. You'll be and you turn 23 the week after that. That's got to be the best possible case scenario. You're with your bros, you're playing hockey, you've got the All-Star celebration. Are your folks coming down at all from BC to see this thing?
Yeah, they are.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is.
That's awesome. Any chance they'll be sneaking into Western Mass to see against Providence?
You know what? I'm not sure.
Let's get them on the air. Can we get your mom and dad on the air?
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Would they do well?
Oh yeah.
Would they?
They'd be fine.
Would your mom would crush it?
My mom would absolutely crush it.
Would she?
Yeah, she's a very good speaker.
That's awesome.
Loves to talk as well.
When the NHL trade deadline comes around, I mean, what's that like in the house? You're hanging out with everybody. I mean, are you watching every single rumor? Because there's so many minor leaguers that get thrown in these deals. What's the atmosphere around an AHL team during the NHL trade deadline?
Yeah, honestly, the last couple of years, I don't even think I've paid very much attention to it.
Yeah.
I mean, if your phone rings, you know something's going on, but for the rest of the day, you don't really think about it. I mean, you just do what you do normally.
Austin Madaisky, it's such a pleasure catching up with you, my friend. We're going to let you get back to your AHL All-Star life.
Yeah.
All the glitz
Kick
and the
some
glamour.
butt.
I feel like there's always someone walking in front of you with a red carpet at this point. Like, here we go. Welcome.
And if you need a consultant,
Not quite
Not
yet.
quite yet.
if you need a consultant for Turning Stone, I'm available.
You're the man.
It's the first time anyone's ever told Buster he's the man. So
It's one of
thank
the
you.
only casinos in the area I'm not banned at. So.
Austin Madaisky of the Springfield Falcons. Be sure to catch the Falcons in action. Head out to Turning Stone. See the AHL Classic. That would be
Okay.
amazing. Wouldn't that be fantastic
That
to
would be
head
fun.
out there? It's in a couple of weeks. It's actually beautifully
In
that
between
week,
the championship and the Super Bowl.
in between the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl. It's a great time to see some hockey, but you don't have to go that far. This Sunday, 4 p.m., the Binghamton Senators will be at the Mass Mutual Center.
I watched the Pro Bowl.
The next Saturday, it's the Providence Bruins, always a sold-out game at the Mass Mutual Center. That's the 24th. But go to falconsahl.com, grab some tickets, see Austin Madaisky, Kirby Reichel, the whole crew. Austin, thanks so much, man. We appreciate your time.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
All right.